Hey, this is Angela Truth. This is a moment of truth. We're going to talk about the Wounded Warrior Project. There's many worthwhile programs within the Wounded Warrior Project. I want to make you aware of some of them, or what it's like when they come back home, the battle that greets them when they come back home. You know, I live in a city where we had the third largest veterans parade in the nation. We have an office at my mayor's building in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that welcomes our veterans back home. We do our best to make sure they do not become homeless. That's a problem. Suicide's a problem. We reach out to our veterans. But this national organization of the Wounded Warriors Project, which covers the 50 states and I think some of the territories, if I'm not mistaken, it's such a relief to know that there is a place a soldier can go to. It matters. You matter. She matters. He matters. We all matter. Now, I want you to listen to the Battle Back Home with the Wounded Warrior Project. I have permission from the Wounded Warrior Project to play these clips to raise money for the J. Sands Shave the Stash. Let's get to 1,000. Or maybe even 1,200. Where are we again?
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. My gunner just whipped around with this kid. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
1 second you're fine, next second the whole thing's on fire. It was very easy to jump in a bottle and not have to think about the way I looked in the mirror.
To lose a friend is like losing a limb. Each one is a fresh wound. I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew was I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times. Your brain is programmed that way, and you can't unlearn that. My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
This shouldn't have surprised anyone. This is 1% of young men and women that are raising their hand and say, take me, I'll go. And if we don't help them heal, we're going to lose another generation, and shame on us.
There really was nothing there, and we kept saying somebody's got to do something, and finally we just looked around and said, well, why shouldn't it be us?
You have to find what that passion is again once you come home. And once you find that, life can be good.
I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for our band. We are using music to open the door for veterans to talk. And now I know what I need to do, for the rest of my life.
I found MMA is my medicine. They couldn't break me, and they never understood why. Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down.
It's a long process. I don't have patience, but I had the drive and desire.
I'm learning to face my fears head on, which is really hard for me to do. To trust and just let go and see what happens at the end.
And that is what the Wounded Warrior Project does. It helps them face the battle back home. It really does. So this is the point where I ask you to give. Or maybe you could tweet this show that you're listening to right now. Maybe some more people might come in. It'll make a difference for another family, for another soldier, for another child. Again, I thank you for your time and the money that you donate. Thank you. And now, back to our program.